Hi friends, I welcome you all to this video lecture, and in this video lecture I am going to discuss changes of states of matter, and I gave a discussion about matter and its classification in microscopic and macroscopic view in my previous video lecture, and the video lecture available in this link, so you can watch it from this link. Okay, can we feel the changes of states of matter? Yes, of course we can feel the changes of states of matter. So here I can show you two examples. The first one, so if you take an ice cube in your hand, how do you feel and what are the things you observed? First, we feel chillness. Second, we observed the ice cube start to melt. Okay, so the feeling of chillness comes due to the heat transferred from our hands to ice cube and ice cube to our hand, because our hand have a normal room temperature, so ice cube takes temperature from our hand and ice cube is very low temperature. It tries to achieve a equilibrium state, so due to this process we feel a chillness. Okay, and then we observe that the ice cube start to melt. Okay, so we can easily feel the changes of states of matter. And second one, it's a natural phenomena. In summertime we can see that the surface water can easily evaporated. The surface water can be easily evaporated into gas as a cloud by getting heat energy from the sun. Okay, so in this process heat is absorbed by the surface water, that means heat taken by the water. And winter season, the clouds reduce the temperature and it accumulates together and it gives rain, so we can get back the water in the form of rain. Okay, so in this process the temperature reduced, temperature of the clouds reduced, so heat is released into the environment. Okay, so from this natural phenomena our ancient scientists think about that. So if you apply this condition in states of matter, how it is response, what are all the changes we can observe. So they observed 6 changes of states matter, 3 changes for heating process and 3 changes for cooling process. Okay, let me see one by one. First we have to see heating process. Okay, so if you heat any metal, any solid continuously, what will happen? It start to melt. Okay, so if you provide a continuous heat energy to solid, it absorbs the heat energy and it start to melt. So the same situation we can apply into the liquid system. Okay, if you provide continuous heat energy into the liquid, what will happen? The liquid absorb the heat energy and it start to boil. Okay, so during this boiling time the molecules in this liquid gets more speed. So in solid and liquid made up of a large number of molecules, so providing heat energy, the molecules gets more energy and it is move more faster and its bond breaks down, so it converted into another state. Okay, so now, so what are the process involved in the heating stage? There are 3 phenomena involved. One is melting, second one is vaporization, and third one is sublimation. So in melting, the solid absorbs heat energy and converted into liquid. So melting is nothing but transformation of solid into liquid. Actually what will happen inside the solid during the heating process? So the solid absorb the heat, the molecules get more energy and the molecules vibrate above their mean position enormously. So due to this enormous vibration, the bonds between the molecules breaks down and it start to convert liquid. So that is the phenomena occurs inside the solid during heating process. Okay, then second one is vaporization. So if you increase further heat, the molecule in the liquid absorb the heat energy and the molecules move more faster and slide over with each other highly. So due to this high movement of molecules within the liquid, it can easily changes into gas. Okay, So the changes of liquid into gas is nothing but vaporization. So vaporization is nothing but the process of transformation of liquid into gas. Okay. In another case, if the solid directly converted into gas, that process is called as a sublimation. Okay. So sublimation is nothing but the process of transformation of solid into gas directly by heating process. Okay. So these are the three phenomena we observed from the heating process. So in heating process, the heat is absorbed. Now let me see how these three phenomena changes with respect to heating process by graphically. So graphical representation of heating process is called heating curve. Here I take heating curve of water. So in x-axis heat added in time scale, in y-axis is the temperature scale in degree Celsius. Okay. So if you provide heat into the solid, it absorbs the heat energy, and at particular temperature the solid start to convert liquid. Okay. That particular temperature is called as a melting point temperature. Melting point temperature. So at a particular temperature the solid start to convert liquid. So that temperature is called as a melting point temperature. So during this process the temperature remains constant. Okay. So the excess of temperature used to convert the solid into liquid. Okay. So the changes of solid into liquid at a constant temperature, that is nothing but Plato. So Plato is nothing but changes of solid to liquid at a constant temperature is called Plato. So after further increases of heat, the whole solid converted into liquid. So if you provide further heat energy, the liquid start to convert gas. Okay. So at a particular temperature, liquid start to convert gas. So that particular temperature is called as a boiling temperature or boiling point. Okay. So here the excess of heat can be used to convert liquid into gas. So here the temperature remains constant. Okay. So temperatures remains constant during the changes of states of matter, that is called Plato. So here we noted that boiling point temperature. Okay. So that particular point or temperature, the liquid start to convert gas, that is nothing but boiling point temperature. Okay. So boiling point temperature and melting point temperature we can observe from the heating curve. Okay. So now let me see cooling process. So if I cooling the states of matter, what are the changes observed? So that's the things we are going to be see here. So this is the steam. So steam cooled down, so it gives water. So it's converted into water. For example, if you are cooking, if you place some of the steams comes out. So if you place a obstacle in between these steams, so the steams hit the obstacles and that steam converted into water, water drops. Okay. So if you reduce the temperature of liquid, it converted into solid. So then what are the phenomena involved in the cooling process? There are three phenomena. One is condensation, another one is freezing, and third one is deposition. Okay. So condensation is nothing but conversion of gas into liquid. So the gas state transformed into liquid, that is called condensation. So during this transformation the heat is reduced. So due to the heat reduced, the molecules accumulate together and it forms a liquid. Okay. So we get a liquid. So condensation is nothing but transformation of gas into liquid. Then if you further reduce the temperature of liquid, further the molecules release the heat energy into environment, it comes more close together and it become a solid. So the transformation of liquid into solid is nothing but freezing. So then deposition. So deposition is nothing but the gaseous state directly converted into solid, that is called deposition. Okay. So we can see easily in some of the countries like USA, Canada, China, Japan. Okay. These countries have a fog falling in winter season. So when the fog's falling down, all the fogs deposited on the surface of the earth. Okay, so that is a deposition. So the gases state directly converted into solid. So direct conversion of gas into solid is nothing but deposition, and this deposition process nowadays used in nano industry to prepare the variety of devices in different substrated for different applications. For example, mobile phone, tablet, display preparations. Okay, so now let me see how this cooling process changes these three phenomena in graphically. So graphical representation of cooling process is called cooling curve. So here I take cooling curve of water. So in x-axis the heat added in time scale, and in y-axis the temperature. So if you reduce the temperature of the gas, what will happen? The molecules try to accumulate together. So at a particular temperature, the gas start to convert liquid. Okay, so at that conversion temperature point is called condensation point or condensation temperature. Okay, so at that particular temperature, gas start to convert liquid. So the excess of releasing of heat energy is used to convert gas into liquid. Okay, so Plato is very well. So Plato is nothing but the changes of states of matter at constant temperature. Okay, so after the conversion of gas into liquid, if you further reduce the temperature, the liquid start to convert solid at a particular temperature, and that temperature is called as a freezing point or freezing temperature. So excess of reducing heat is used to convert the liquid into solid. Okay, so at this point we note it a freezing point temperature of the material. Okay, then the excess of heat energy can be used to convert liquid into solid. Okay, so in this cooling curve we observed condensation point and freezing point of the water. So if you want to know condensation temperature and freezing temperature of any substance, you may undergo the substance into the cooling process. Okay, so we can easily get the condensation temperature and freezing temperature of that particular substance. Okay, and also if you want to know the melting point and boiling point of any substance, you may undergo the substance into heating curve. Okay, so these are the things we are observed from the changes of states of matter. Here I give one activity, so just filling the blanks and one definition. So at this stage you pause the video and complete this work. Okay, thank you.